Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the premium video forecast discussion for Friday, April 9th, 2021. We are heading towards the end of the week. We are at the end of the week. We made it through another week, and now we're going to be dealing with some rain. But don't worry for today. It's not going to be too bad. A lot of this is more bark than bite as it's running into an upper level ridge. So we had showers around York and Hagerstown and back towards Altoona and off towards Pittsburgh. But once it started to reach areas like Williamsport, Reading, and parts of Dover, that's where the showers basically have started to collapse as it's running into our upper level ridge, which we could see very clearly right here at 700 millibars. So this ridge axis is pretty much in place from 200 millibars all the way down to about 850 millibars. And then the surface high pressure system is right about here. So as a result, anything that runs into this right now is basically just collapsing. You get a lot of cloud cover today, but not much in the way of precipitation. I did have an isolated shower in the forecast here and there. Can't rule it out 100%. But let's say rule it out about 90%, okay? So there's a 10% chance you could get impacted by a passing shower. Other than that, it's going to be pretty quiet today with an onshore flow starting to develop, which we can see pretty nicely right here. There's our surface high pressure system, and there is our onshore flow starting to develop. This is going to continue to intensify as we go on through the day today into tomorrow as our high pressure system shifts towards the Canadian Maritimes and our warm front slowly approaches from the southwest in time for tomorrow. Tomorrow night into Sunday morning. So here's our water vapor satellite picture. And again, upper level low out here, upper level low out here. We're caught in between. Right now, we have that ridge axis that's keeping us mostly dry. As this upper level low approaches and heads towards the eastern Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River Valley, we're going to have 500 millibar heights fall and pretty strong frontal genesis of 500 millibar PVA lifting through the region on Sunday morning. Right now, based on all the guidance we have, the strongest lifting over the next 10 days is basically going to be on Sunday morning. So let's take a look at that. And this is the 500 millibar forecast. And there's our ridge axis. Now, again, once we get to about Sunday morning, around 8 a.m., this feature right here, which shows up also pretty nicely at 700 millibars and 800 millibars in terms of the PVA and whatnot, shows up pretty nicely in a form of a wave of heavy rainfall. Okay, now this is associated with a warm front. As this lifts to the northeast, it will start to weaken as it pushes into New England. So this would tell me that the warm front's going to have some issues pushing northward. So this limits our potential for thunderstorms on Sunday. It wasn't really much of a potential to begin with, but overall we're looking at, for the most part, scattered showers on Sunday afternoon with a few isolated thunderstorms possible, maybe a bit of rumble, a bit of brief lightning here and there, especially around the Philadelphia metro and southern New Jersey, but not really looking at a significant severe event. And then after that, our lifting becomes rather disorganized. Now you get these short waves rotating around basically below normal heights over the eastern United States. This is all locked in perfectly with the MJO moving from phase 6 and 7 and the polar vortex weakening and basically changing weather pattern where you get more influence from the MJO. And this is just textbook for a early to mid-spring MJO influence in phase 7 and possibly going into phase 8 towards the end of this period. So what you end up with is a lot of troughs marching their way through. There's a couple of typhoons out in the Pacific that can enhance the polar jet stream. So we don't get any major storms outside of Sunday morning producing about an inch, maybe an inch and a half of rainfall. But then after that, you get a lot of pesky showers rotating around and generally cool conditions. Now we know that the rainfall is going to be relatively light after Sunday because when we look at the precipitable water values. Now here it comes through on Sunday morning. You're talking about anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half and a nice little line here. It's perfect signature for a warm front passage lifting through the region. And then after that, there's our convective signal for the afternoon and evening. So a couple of thunderstorms can be possible, but again, instability is not looking all that great. We're struggling to reach 1,000 joules per kilogram in terms of CAPE over the Delaware River Valley. So this tells me pretty much we're dealing with weak thunderstorms here. And then after that, over the next 10 days after that, it's basically a precipitable value range anywhere from 0.4 to 0.8 at most. And with that, that tells me that any shower that develops is going to be relatively light. So over the next 90 hours, there comes our rainfall coming in today that collapses. Same thing for tomorrow. Watch out for an isolated shower or two, mostly via onshore flow. Here comes Sunday morning with that heavier rainfall. And then the threat for a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. And after that, pretty much heading into Monday, we get this variable cloud cover, isolated shower, drizzle type setup evolving with temperatures generally in the 50s and 60s as we move forward over the next couple of days. As far as our weather pattern after this 90-hour period, again, notice pretty much below normal heights remaining in place over the eastern United States. Again, textbook signature for MJO in phase 7 moving into phase 8. There's a question as far as how strong this phase will be. But again, this is pretty much what you would expect with an MJO phase like this with La Nina weakening. We have actually a nice little block here, nice little negative NAO block showing up. But again, you have your polar vortex up here kind of preventing a full maturation of this block. But you get the basic theme here. Unsettled conditions and cool temperatures will remain as we move on through this spring. That is your premium video forecast discussion for today. Definitely check out the long-range thoughts. I talk about the sun activity. The sun has gone blank again, and it's really struggling trying to get out of the solar minimum, not grand solar minimum, a solar minimum that we saw in solar cycle 24. And in solar cycle 25, it's really struggling and definitely has my attention. I'll put it that way. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.